What's good, everyone? This is Ed Diddy Robinson. I am your host, and this is the Calling Podcast. Okay, so um, the whole purpose and the premise of this show is to talk to individuals that are working and living in their calling, what they feel like they are called to do in life. This was an idea that was given to me by God as I struggle with my calling and what direction do I go and what steps do I need to take as I move forward in God. So not only will this talk with individuals in ministry, but recording artists and artists as well. So thank you for tuning in. I promise this is going to help out not just me, but you as well. Okay, so look, everybody has a story. Everybody has their own testimony. So my story is, I'm a church boy, born and raised in the city of Jacksonville, Florida. Um, Grew up in a church as a musician, a lover of music, and that turned into me becoming a producer as well. Produced for a few artists here in the city as well as outside of the state. But like I said, I grew up in the church. My whole family, some way or another, was connected in the ministry. Would be a pastor, a bishop, or missionary, whatever have you. So my thing was outside of church and music, just trying to find my identity in life. Like, where do I fit in at? I cannot be my dad. I can't be my mom. But like, who am I? Outside of just Ed, the church musician, and the bishop's son. So that's something I have been dealing with the last couple of years. Um, it hasn't been easy, and there's another reason why I feel like God led me to create this platform, just to kind of like help others that may be dealing with fear. Um, just to keep it real with you, I hate being in front of the camera. I hate talking in front of people. I have anxiety. I be nervous, be sweating, but I feel like if I do this, it can help someone else. You know what I'm saying? And to face their fears, because there's victory on the side of fear, and we are all called to do something. And sometimes fear can hinder us and become to reach our full potential. So my story is, like I said, grew up in church as a musician. I've been playing music all my life, but it was a time where I always felt like if I didn't have anything else, I had music. But it was a time where even music couldn't help me, and so at that time, I put my faith, my trust in God to figure out like what's going on with me. It was a time I was depressed. The time nothing could make me happy. Being in a room full of people, I still felt like I was alone. So, excuse me, but start building my faith and my trust in God, and He started talking to me and started dealing with me in ways that I didn't think I could ever do. Like I never thought I'd be doing something like this, ever. But I feel like it's just something I had to do, and I have been prolonged. I should have been did this, but it's something that God has been tormenting me to do, and losing a lot of sleep. But here we are. So my whole objective and goal for this show on the Calling podcast is to help one another. Of course, we can do all things better together, and I feel like I need to do my part. If I can do my part to help you, you do your part to help me, and no telling where we can be as we grow as in Christ, as well as grow better as individuals. So, just want to do this what I feel like God has called me to do, and that might motivate you, prayerfully, to do what God has called you to do. So, growing up as a PK, not only was my dad a pastor, but at the time he was a superintendent and later became a bishop. But growing up, it has its pros and its cons. You get to eat first. That was a pro for me. But I try to stay away from the stereotypical preacher's kid. I didn't want the attention. I didn't want to be treated special. I wanted to fit in like everybody else. but there was pressure of trying to be perfect and trying not mess up. And there were times I messed up, but everything seemed worse because I'm a PK. Um, so, like I say, pros and cons. It was easy sometimes. Then again, it was hard. I did my best, and it wasn't always easy growing up with everybody looking at you. You know, so everything I did seemed a little bit worse. But of course, I thank God for my parents and everything because the tools that they gave me allowed me to become a strong man. And a lot of things that I didn't see growing up that they taught me, I'm starting to see and start to appreciate a little bit more as an older individual. One of the cons was um, being young. I didn't understand why I had to share my parents. I would get mad when people would call my dad, like, that ain't your daddy. But it wasn't until I got a little older where I accepted it, and I realized that he was just more than just a pastor. He was a father figure to a lot of people, and I had to share my dad, and that wasn't always easy, but that's something that I kind of grew into, and once I started understanding it as an older person. Okay, so music is my first love. I started playing music growing up in the church, beating on pots and pans on my kitchen, and that turned into me sitting by the drummers and the musicians doing Sunday services, to me learning how to play, just looking and watching them. Um, there's something about music that just always connected with me, and I just love. Yeah, so if I'm not listening to music, I'm playing music. When I'm playing music, I'm creating music. So music has always been with me since I can remember. Um, and I understand that it is a gift from God because in my immediate family, there's nobody that plays anything. So for me to have no form of training and to play, is a gift. And not just play, but be able to create as well too. I don't take that for granted or lightly. So I started producing when I was 12. Just had a little keyboard. I would just make little tracks on. I didn't really know how to play then, but I just kind of fiddle around and make little beats and stuff. But I was probably about 16 when I really started learning how to play. But it has been a journey for me. Not always good, because a lot of times you have to invest so much money and time into your craft, and it doesn't always go the way that you feel like it should. But it's a journey, and everybody has a different journey. And sometimes you may feel like, I've been doing this for so long, I should be, way out here. I should be like this person, but everyone's on their own journey, and you will get where you need to go, God's timing, and once you can continue to be consistent. So I thank God for my journey and all things I've been through and the lessons I learned, because that made me a better person, a better musician, a better producer. So yeah. So once again, this is the Calling Podcast. I ask that you like, share, comment, be on the lookout for more episodes. We have a lot great material and conversations in store for you all. Check out the merch. Be on the lookout for that as well. And, just be great. Faith over fear.